Hey guys, it's Elisa Ace, a spiritual medium, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be discussing how to make a pet altar and why to make a pet altar, the many benefits that you can receive from making an altar. And just so you know, everything that I discussed today also applies to losing a person, not just a pet. So you can also make a altar for when you lose a person that was close to you or that was important to you. I have an altar for my grandma as well. Maybe I'll make another video about that another day. So just want to let you know, everything I say also applies to losing a person. So I'm gonna flip the camera around so that I can show you very close up my pet altar. This one in particular is for the two pets that I lost. I don't want to say most recently because they've been gone a long time, like years. But these were the two pets that I had on my own as a young adult versus the pets that I had, in childhood that are family pets. But this altar in particular is for the two pets that I had most recently, which was a while ago now. And one of them is my soul cat Lotus that I had for 16 years. And the other one is my Yorkie Basil. They were brothers, and I had Basil for 14 years. So let me show you very close up what's on my altar, and then we'll talk about the many benefits of making an altar. Okay, so I just want to show you what is on my altar, and then after that we will discuss why to make an altar. Okay, so I have Basil's ashes right here, and then I have Lotus's ashes right here. So Lotus was my cat. Here he is, my soul cat. And then this was Basil, my Yorkie. And right here I have a picture of him and I. And then I have his name tag. I have his footprint. I have his collar. Here is a little glass locket that I bought at Michael's. And it is his hair and Lotus's hair mixed together because they were brothers. And then just a little nail casing I found of Lotus's like a week after he crossed. This is a little bow of Basil's bows. He was a Yorkie. Yes, I did his hair. As you can see, his little red bow. So he did have several bows, and here's just some of his bows that I keep. I cherish these. Let's see here. This was Lotus's name tag. This was the rose quartz that he wore with his collar and his name tag. And this is just a little piece of organite, but he wore this around his neck. So this is also really important to me. Here is his footprints. To be honest, I'm not too attached to the footprints. I know some of my clients get very upset if they did not have the footprints, but for me, for some reason, I'm not really attached to it. But for some people, it's very important for them. Here is and if I'm breathing heavy, I'm so sorry, it's 1,000 degrees here. Okay, so here is a poem, a Rainbow Bridge poem, and then a little statue. This is literally what Basil looked like. And sometimes I put it on top of his ashes. Here's a framed picture, not a very good one, but this was me, Basil, and Lotus in an old pillow fort that I made in the living room one time. You can add a crystal, and different crystals have different meanings, so you can look up the metaphysical meanings of crystals and choose that way if you want. Let's see what else. Just some regular decor, more crystals. You can put shells, small one or big one. You can put a plant. I've got some sage back here, and then I have a bell. Bells are very high vibrational and they clear the energy. And then here is an envelope with a piece of paper in it. So you can make a list of your favorite things about your pet, or your favorite memories about them. So the reason I recommend making a list of your favorite memories with your pet or your favorite things about your pet is because even though if you recently lost a pet, even though right now it feels like your world is crumbling, and I totally get that, I've been there so many times, you will heal in time. That's just the truth of it. We do heal in time. I'm not saying that you won't miss them later. My pets have been gone 10 years, still miss them like crazy, but I have healed. And people heal so much, in fact, that after years go by, the memories of your pet can become a little fuzzy, and that can make you kind of sad. So that's why I recommend making a list, and also holding on to pictures and holding on to any video clips that you might have. Transfer them onto a computer so that you won't lose them after 10 years has gone by and you've switched phones, so that you're able to kind of hold on to as many memories as possible, because they will fade a little in time. So, okay, so here's some of, I already told you several of the things that you can put on your altar. Your altar can be as big as you want, as small as you want. You can also put a food offering. So you can put like a can of cat food or a little dog bone, and you can, wrap it in plastic if you don't want ants or something. So you can do a food offering. You can also write them a letter or a poem, and again, put that in an envelope and then place it on your altar. Let's see. You can also draw a picture of them or paint a picture of them or have somebody else do that. And you can, if there's a wall right behind I have a window, but if you have a wall right behind your altar, then you could just hang that picture or that painting on the wall behind your altar. Or if your altar has shelves, or you could just, anywhere on your altar is fine. You can be creative with this. You can also place a candle. Sometimes I have a candle here. And on special days, or even I know some people that will light a candle for their pet every night or once a week or whatever, or special holidays or on their birthday. You can kind of treat this like a grave at the graveyard, and you can put like Christmas decor when it's Christmas, or an Easter egg if it's Easter and you're religious, or something with hearts on Valentine's Day. I think you get my point. A little pumpkin maybe on Halloween. Just as a way to honor them and show them that you're thinking about them on, throughout the year, and not just like, the first week after they cross over. So this can be, you can make an altar on a side table, a corner table. It can be on a large shelf. It can be like by a fireplace mantle, wherever you see fit. However, I do want to say that if you want your altar space to be a space where you can grieve in private or connect to your pet in spirit, or if you want it to be a place where you can grieve, or if you want it to be a place where you blend your energy with them through in meditation or connecting to them through your heart center, then I would consider putting your altar in a private place or having more than one altar. You could have like maybe a little small one in the living room, and then have your main altar in a more of a private place. So maybe that's an extra bedroom. Maybe that's in your walk-in closet. Maybe that's in a den, in the attic, in the basement. I don't know. Somewhere that is private for you, somewhere where you can feel comfortable. You can put large cushions and pillows and blankets in front of it and make it like your own little nest. And it can be a place where you talk to your pet, where you cry, where you grieve, where you're healing, where you're journaling to them. Like I said, where you're talking to them, where you are connecting to them. If you want to feel them, then you're just going to ask them to be there, to connect through your heart center. I have several videos about all of this going more in detail, because they were a spirit when they were in their body as well, just the same as they're a spirit now. They're actually just more themselves now. I know that sounds contradictory, but they are. They are more expanded now because they are not confined to a body. There is a guru named Ram Dass, and he says that dying is like taking off a tight shoe. So you become expanded once you go back to your original body, to your spirit body. So don't think to yourself like, oh, I must be going crazy. I'm talking to my pet and they're not alive anymore. No, they're a spirit just the way that they were a spirit when they were in a physical body. They just don't have the confinement of the physical body anymore. But they're still that same spirit, that same essence, that same eternal soul. So they can hear everything that you say. They see everything that's going on in your life. You could not hide something from them even if you wanted to. Hey guys, Elisa in post-production. Just real quick, I forgot to say, if you buried your pet instead of cremating them, you can still have an altar in your house. And if your pet passed tragically and you were not able to retrieve their body for whatever reason, you can still have an altar. You don't need their paw prints, you don't need their ashes, you actually don't need anything. You don't even need an altar to connect to your pet. But I just wanted to let you know that even if you don't have the body or the ashes, you can definitely still have an altar. Put a framed picture of them, their favorite toy, and a candle. I mean, literally, that's all you need. So again, there are no rules. You can have more than one altar if you want to. And if you don't live alone and you want to be able to, if you want it to be a space where you connect to your pets in spirit, then I would put your main altar somewhere private, walk-in closet, what have you. There are several other things that you can do to honor your pet or in memory of your pet, and that will be in another video, because if I add that to this video, it'll be too long. So this having an altar, it serves many purposes. It honors them. It's like a memorial for them. It can kind of keep their memory alive other than the memory of them in your head. It's a place that you can talk to them out loud, or you can talk to them in your head. They can hear you either way. It's all energy. Everything is energy. Again, it's a place where you can grieve, cry, connect to them through your heart space. Also, when you come back to this space over and over and over again, you build the energy in this space. So I am a spiritual medium, as most of you know, and the last place that I lived there for years. And so there was one particular place where I was always doing my readings with clients over video call. I do my readings over video call. And so month after month after month, year after year after year, the energy really, really got built up in that spot, in that place where I did my readings. And then I moved to where I'm at now. I haven't been here all that long. And when I first started doing readings, I noticed a huge difference. I felt it like, whoa, I have to build the energy back up again. So my point is that once you keep coming back to this space to connect to your pet, there will be energy built up there. You can connect to them anywhere. You can go on vacation and be on the beach in the middle of nowhere and still connect to your pet. I'm just saying there is a benefit to coming back to the same place again and having the energy built up there. Also, this can be a very positive thing if you have children, for their healing as well, to be able to, and they don't have to, utilize it as much as you might, but at least they have a place to sit and, maybe say, I love you, or I miss you. And that it does help with healing. This can be very therapeutic. And again, this all applies to when you lose a person. You can make an altar for a family member or a friend that has crossed over, and you can also sit here and connect to them and talk to them. And you don't have to tell anybody that you do this if you're not comfortable, if you don't have people around you that are supportive, that are also spiritually aware, because unfortunately there might be some people that think, negative of it for whatever reason. And if they do, then they just don't get it. They're just not there yet in their spiritual development, and that's okay. You don't have to tell anybody. And that's why I said, maybe have it in a private place. All they have to know is that you have a little memorial area for your pet. This is extremely, extremely common. People that are atheists have a little memorial with ashes and a plant and a crystal for the pets that pass over. People that are religious, people that are spiritual, people that have no spiritual beliefs, is extremely common when people lose their pets to have some kind of memorial space for them. So as far as anybody else needs to know, it's just your little memorial space. They don't need to know that you sit and, and blend your energy with them or connect to them or talk to them. They don't need to know that. It's none of their business. You can also get like what's called a cuddle buddy, and there's many different companies. That's just one company, and it's just like a stuffed animal that is designed. They make it for you to look exactly like your pet. Some of them have zippers on the tummy, and you can put the ashes inside the zipper, and then you could put their actual collar on the stuffed animal. You can keep that, in your space. Like I said earlier, you can have cushions, pillows, possibly the stuffed animal. You can even take naps. Come home from work and, talk to your pet for a little bit and then fall asleep there and take a little nap in your little area. Also, this can be a multi-pet altar. You don't have to have an altar for every single pet. Some of us have had many, many pets like me. So you can have one altar for 5 pets or 3 pets or 6 pets or 2 pets or whatever. So this one in particular is for 2 pets. So with that said, I just want to remind you that if you are really struggling with your grief after losing your pet, first of all, that's completely normal. My clients always tell me, like, I feel a little bit embarrassed. I feel like I shouldn't be struggling this hard. I hear that all the time, and I always tell my clients it is completely normal. There are actually studies out there now that prove that it can be harder to lose a pet than it is to lose a person, because our relationships with people, let's be real, they're complicated, right? They're not necessarily unconditional love. We have issues with people and it's complex, but that's not usually the case with our pets, right? They give us unconditional love. It is so pure. You revolve your whole life around them. You make your whole schedule around them. Sometimes somebody's pet is the only person or being that they have there for them, and they don't have anybody else that they can trust or rely on. So it is a huge deal. So don't suppress. I really don't want you to suppress your emotions, because then that eventually will manifest with physical illness. So you need to get it out. You need to take care of yourself, and you also need to, and this will have to be another video, but I'll just touch on it quickly. You do need to take on a paradigm shift when you lose a pet. You need to take on a change in perspective, because you are going to have a different relationship with them now, because they're no longer in their physical body. They are very much still themselves. Like I said, they're even expanded now, but of course there's going to be a huge difference without you having their physical presence. So I just want to remind people, it's not an ending. Their death is only a transition. The only thing that's happening when your pets cross over is like they're walking through a door to a higher frequency. And so it's just, it is going to be a different relationship that you have with them now, and an altar can really help. So you can still have a connection with your pet. Is it going to be different? Of course. But you can ask them for signs. You can ask for a specific sign. You can ask them to show you a blue flower or a pink car. I don't know. You can ask for something specific, but then let it go. Don't hold on to it. Don't be looking for it every second of the day. Don't have any resistance. Let it go and trust. So you can ask them for a dream visit. You can find them if you learn how to astral project. I have a video on astral projection. I've had amazing out-of-body experiences with my pets and my grandma after they crossed over. So you can still have a connection with them at any point in time. Even if 10 years has gone by, you can blend your energy with them and call them through your heart center anytime, and they're going to be there. So you can still have a connection and relationship with them. It is just going to be a little bit different. And I did just want to say one more thing. If somebody were to, let's say your spouse is not supportive and they're not spiritual at all, and they come home and they see you sitting in front of your pet altar, and they're like, what are you doing, or something like that, you can always just say, oh, I was just getting some dust off of it, or I was just organizing it. Again, you don't need to tell anybody if they're not supportive. And also, if the time comes where you no longer have a need for this altar, like let's say you made like a huge altar, and a year goes by, and you come in every day and you see it, and it's no longer helpful for you, or you're feeling like you don't need to have this massive altar, in the doorway or something, you can just move it to a shelf, or move it to the corner, or take some stuff away and just keep the ashes in a picture, or whatever works for you. They are not going to be upset if you change or move or take down their altar. They're more than okay. They're somewhere way better than here, and they just want you to be okay. So this is for you. So don't have any judgment on yourself. I think that about covers this one. Maybe I'll do another video about having an altar for a person, although it's very, very similar. But anyways, I hope that this helps you. Please leave me a comment below and let me know if this video helped you. Please make sure to subscribe, and please hit the bell notification. If you don't hit the bell notification, YouTube will never show you my channel again. That's just the way it goes. Please make sure to follow me on my Facebook mediumship page, which is Elisa Ace /spiritual medium. That will be linked in the pinned comment down below, the top comment. Follow me on there because I make a lot of content on there that I do not put on my YouTube channel. For example, I make posts all the time talking about the specific evidence that pets give me in my pet readings. And in the posts, I talk about the evidence, and I include pictures of the evidence that my clients send to me after the reading, and pictures of the pets, of course. And so that seeing those posts over and over again will also show you that your pets are more than okay after they cross over, and that they still see everything going on in your life, and you can still have a connection with them, and that they are still with you. So make sure to follow me over there on my mediumship page. If you would like to book a reading with me, that would be the page that you can private message me. If you would like to book a reading with me to connect to a person, pet, or friend in spirit, which is done over Facebook video call. Okay, I think that about does it. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye.